every summer, we bring all the coaches and instructors together for 2 or 3 days. We do videos. We develop new material. We tell stories about what we've learned on the path from the ninjas, some of their success stories, some of their challenges. Always have a speaker. And this year we had Mike Staver, who was amazing. Many of you are familiar with Mike, and he was a highlight for us for sure. And we talked about a number of things. One of the things we talked about was ninja becoming a movement. And everybody was very excited about that. And we also talked about the challenges in the market that our ninjas are facing. One of the big ones is pricing. So we did a lot of work on pricing. We will probably be developing a pricing class. We think that's very relevant. So that was Guide Camp this year.
Guide Camp was pretty amazing. One of the things that happened is we had a team of people who are the perennials, right? We've got people that have been on this path with us for the better part of 15 years now, and they're still showing up every single year. And we had, I believe, 8 brand new people, 8 people whose first Guide Camp was this year. A couple of instructors and a handful of coaches were here for the first time. So one of the things that we do is we get back to the core of why we exist as an organization. And we have refined our mission. We've always said we're here to change lives, change careers, and change the industry. And we summarize that by saying ninja selling exists to change the way the world views salespeople. And it's not a deviation. We are very clear that our expertise is in the real estate space. But relationship selling is something that transcends real estate and the adjacent industries that we currently serve. And it's always been a conversation. People say, when are you going to get into, what other ever line of business? And someday we'll talk about that. But we're so clear that this industry that we're blessed to serve needs us more than ever. But we also see that just because you're a real estate salesperson today doesn't mean that your career might take you somewhere else. And these skills that you learn in the ninja systems can help you a lot of different places. So Larry, what do you think about changing the way the world views salespeople?
Well, I think that I think we're on that mission, and I think that our approach to it, where we never put clients in the position of feeling pressure, is a key to that. Building relationships versus focusing on transactions. What I'm seeing right now is not only is that a noble mission for changing how the world sees salespeople, but it's also a mission on what salespeople can do to be more successful. I'm witnessing right now that with the shift in the market, the people that are really crushing it are the ones who've built relationships.
Yeah.
And the people who've been chasing transactions, they're struggling. As one ninja told me, before ninja, I was like a dog chasing cars. And I was buying leads and chasing leads and doing that. And once I started to build relationships and really to get to know my people, know their forward, listen for change, my business improved, my relationships improved. And so, and I think the perception of how you're perceived as a salesperson changes as well.
It's really interesting. Peter Parning was the one that when we unveiled that the mission of ninja selling is to change the way the world views salespeople, he took it a couple steps deeper and said, well, in order to do that, we have to change the way that salespeople view the world. And
so beautiful, yes.
Truthfully, it starts with changing the way salespeople view themselves. So we have a big mission. That was kind of the theme, is the idea that our mission has become a movement. We're incredibly blessed to have momentum and a critical mass of over 100,000 people who are dedicated to the way that we teach you to do business and the opportunities that we unlock that you already have. And Larry, one of the other things that happened at Guide Camp is we sometimes just step aside. And what that means is we allow our team to just get together. And there are social events that we have hosted dinners, we go to your house, that sort of thing. And I think as we talk about a takeaway inside of an organization, the shift away from a lot of time in the office to struggling to get people to come back has been very detrimental to cultures. We all have identified that. And most major real estate companies have said one of the challenges that we have is that the pandemic forced people out of the office and we are struggling to attract them back. I think one of the things that we can always do is look at people like Patrick Lencioni and Adam Grant. Both have quotes around this idea that culture is not built inside the meeting. It's built in the margin between those meetings and the space of just getting out of the way. So sometimes it's like we need to get people back in the office for a meeting. But I think the water cooler chat and the non-business conversations that take place are just as important. So that's a big piece of Guide Camp as well, is just letting our team come together, because they're all over the country and they only spend a few days together per year.
Well, and there was a Ninja manager that made a comment to me about meetings, and he said, we know we had a great meeting when people hang out afterwards talking about it, and they're still talking about it the next day.
Yeah.
And I think we experienced that at Guide Camp. After the formal meetings, it was the informal meetings later where they're talking about it. The next day, they're still talking about it. And then, you've got a good meeting.
You got it. And to wrap up Guide Camp and sort of segue into the rest of Larry Kendall's summer, one of the fun things we had, if you don't know, Peter Parnig plays the bass in a band. They're a jazz cover band. It was awesome. We rented out a wonderful venue and gathered our team for a dinner and drinks there. And we got to watch Peter Parnig's band play. So shout out to Peter and his band. But